Speech number 1, Icebreaker for Intro to Speech, Spring 2008 by Melody Wolf. You know you're a nurse when you admire people's veins while standing in line at the grocery checkout line while thinking, that would be a good IV site, or that would be a quite challenging one. Well, that's me, Melody Wolf, an LPN working on the surgical ward at Concordia Hospital. I am in this course as part of the prerequisite for the RN program. For as long as I can remember, I always knew I wanted to be or work in the healthcare field. I was a kid who was always so fascinated by the anatomy section of the encyclopedia sets. Growing up, I enjoyed science, dissecting worms, reading books which contained and explained different body parts and body functions. I was always the first one there whenever a family member would get hurt, first aid kit in hand. My poor little sister would always be my patient, at times being bandaged up so much with tensor bandages that she looked like little mummy instead of little sister. Actually, I initially had my heart set on being a doctor when I was growing up, a pediatrician to be exact, but instead I became Dr. Mom and had 3 beautiful children. Once they all reached school age, Dr. Mom decided to start her uphill climb to complete her education and complete her LPN program. That feat was challenging in many ways. Balancing school, work, and family was not a walk in the park. I would be studying my anatomy and physiology, attempting to memorize body parts by reading them out loud with my youngest daughter, who was 6 at the time, copying me as I recited the medical terminology. Until this day, she is one of the few 10-year-olds who I know who can say that she hurt one of her phalanges while playing basketball, or that her uvula looks like it's leaning towards her left tonsil. One of my most pride-filled days was my graduation, having my parents, my husband, and all 3 children there, faces beaming as I received my diploma. I was so happy and relieved. Words just cannot explain or describe the happiness I felt in my heart that day. Soon after, I started working at Concordia Hospital, where I still am today. Let me tell you, once I started working, I quickly realized that while in the nursing program, the content and scenarios they give you was completely under optimum conditions. As one of the nurses who orientated me advised me, you need to throw out all the things you've learned in school to the back of your head, because nothing ever happens like textbook, and boy was he right. I learned as time went on that I had to be very flexible, and that sometimes all it took was one small incident to totally throw your day away. I learned a lot more from him. He believed in the sink or swim method and threw me in, allowing me to use my critical thinking skills and apply them to the situations. I have to say, till this day, I have to give him credit for helping me build my confidence as a nurse. I love my job. I enjoy the surgical ward because 98% of the time I get to see the progression of a patient as they come from post-op to being discharged and assisting them with the discharge teaching. It just fills me with a sense of accomplishment when I know that I have given my all to help these patients with the recovery period. But I still want more. I want to explore different aspects of nursing. ICU interests me, but in order to qualify, one must be an RN. That is what brings me where I am now. I am back in the same boat 4 years ago, juggling family, school, and a career with a different objective, the RN diploma. What's next after this? Well, who knows? Possibly the baccalaureate nursing program, then a nurse practitioner. Wherever my path takes me, all I know for certain is that I will be pushing myself to the next level until I cannot push no more. Thank you.